I'm not growing in godliness that way. And so what did I do? It prompted action. And so in the same way, I know that that's the most common sin amongst everybody here. That's the only reason why we've taken so much time to talk about it, because nobody else has talked about it. It took the 11th guy to say, I want to conquer the most common addiction in here. We got through 11 guys. Starting to see how big of a problem it is? You know what I mean? I was serious when I talked about that, guys. Like that is what's keeping you from godliness. So be proactive. The app he's talking about is $9.99 a month. Okay, it tracks everything that you do. Okay, I have it on every piece of software. Okay, and I have a feeling over time he's going to do the same, because when I couldn't access it on my phone, I accessed it on my computer. When I couldn't access it on my computer, I accessed it on my iPad. When I couldn't access it on those three things, I went and found my wife's technology, until I blocked every single avenue to where I couldn't watch it if I wanted to. I couldn't watch it if I wanted to. Guys, that's forced upon freedom, but it's freedom. I now have an avenue to grow towards who God made me to be. I can go find that now. I'm walking in that freedom. Why would you guys not want to? You know what I mean? So I would encourage everybody, before you leave, download the app, get accountability. Like, man, the freedom that lies. The freedom that lies. I think that was the end. You share your two gratitudes, didn't you?
Yeah, the only thing else I had was inadvertently the Ever Accountable app. I didn't look through the apps that it blocked, and so just got rid of like every social media app I had.
No coincidence there.
Honestly,
a porn blocking app automatically detects and deletes apps that are most prominent for men to fall, and it shows what apps?
every social media app I had.
That's
and
crazy.
messaging platform other than like text or something.
Crazy, isn't it? Just saying.
But it got rid of my Pinterest. I need recipes. I texted him at like, I think it was like 6 p.m. and I'm like, hey Evan, you're gonna get a text. It says I'm unblocking Pinterest. I'm looking for, I think it was a chicken dye recipe. I don't want to cook chicken dyes.
Yeah. But man, it's total accountability is all it is. I never will come at him and say, man, how dare you? But in the instance that he's struggling, I can be alerted and notified and say, well, I need to give him my attention. I need to do something to help him. Hey man, I'm here. You wanna go grab a coffee? Let's do it. I can't help you here, like physically, but I can just be a presence. Let's go meet. And I'm there. You know what I mean? So that's the point of it. No condemnation. Again, just man, I want to see you get better. I want to see you become who God created you to be. And whatever part I can play, I'll play. You have my word on that. Whatever part I can play, I'll play it. And if it's an accountability piece, I'll connect my phone to yours. We'll be accountability partners. And I have a feeling that there's other guys here that would do the same thing for you. Okay? Utilize that. It's called community. Go ahead.
I'm thankful for having a steady job.
Cool.
And then just hanging along with family.
Cool.
One thing I did this past week, I actually shared my testimony with a group of people for the first time.
Come on, man.
I attempted to quit nicotine. It's not going very good.
Where do you buy it?
Gas stations.
It's almost like I suggested an alternative to that. Stop doing it. Seriously. Like, if you had the discipline to get really good at golf, you have the discipline to not walk into a gas station. Like, you don't even have to come face to face with it.
I did stop that going to gas. Like, okay, not so much. But I threw them at the end, so I can't even go.
I wouldn't even go. It's a temptation point. It takes 70 days, I believe. It's 70 days. If you can Google it. Just how many days does it take to break an addiction? 70 or 90 days. So 2 to 3 months on average is what it takes for someone to break an addiction, for the pathogens to be gone in your brain, because you've chemically trained your brain to crave. Okay, people who like meth don't like the taste of meth. Okay, it's a chemical that has chemically changed their entire structure, their anatomy. Okay, they crave it. You have to break the craving. Okay, so with that, it took like 70 days. Like, I didn't even go into that place. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I want to quit crack. I could walk into the crack house and not do crack. Yeah, until you do crack. You know what I mean? Like,
You're stuck on a needle.
until one day you like, use my hey, bro, you want some crack? You know, it's been a minute, sure, let me try it.
You got a specific gas station you usually go to?
Quick Trip.
All
Quick Trip?
All of them, because we
Just
just
switch everyone?
Well, at work, we just stop, take our breaks at gas stations.
Do you have a fake ID?
22.
Shit, he looks young.
Something to help my mom is she got like a few. It's like I don't know what country it's from, but it, like a lot of people, it's not just the like craving nicotine. It's like your body wanting to do this action. Just and it was just like flavored air, and she went cold turkey, and she's been 2 years
Yeah.
sober from nicotine. So
What are ways that you think, if that's not a discipline you think you can share, what are ways that we collectively can come alongside of you and help hold you accountable?
On my 4th day.
When's your break?
Come on, babe. Let's go. Dude, that was legit.
Depends on, we take a different amount every single day. So it's one of those things, we stop at gas stations, it's how I go to the bathroom. It's one of those things, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to not walk into a gas station.
Have you tried to like not do it for like a minute or whatever?
I mean, I went 2 days without doing it.
Does your mouth get like dry?
Yeah.
Dude, it sucks so bad, but I
Do the people around you do it? Like, do your coworkers vape and everything and stuff?
Yeah.
Do you think like social distancing yourself from them during the work period?
For the sake of godliness, like you have to incorporate that part. Because I think all of the other, like, it sounds like torment. You mean to tell me I can't go in a gas station? You mean to tell me I can't have friends at work? Man, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
I mean, I'm not saying just like completely get rid of them. I'm just saying like, you know, like when they're like in the truck with you or something, just like put on your AirPods or whatever, or like on the workplace. You
Just
know,
ask.
they pull it out, when they pull out, just like walk away for a second.
Just say, hey guys, would you mind not doing that around me? I'm trying to quit. And if they don't respect that, man, you've lost a friend in that person. You know what I mean? But you can't expect them to understand if they're ungodly. Don't expect them to understand, but just say, man, I can't be around you while I'm trying to fight this. Like, how committed are you? You know what I mean? Like, everybody here wants to see you get free, and so we're willing to do whatever it takes, but you have to be committed to that as well. You know what I mean?
It's one of those things, I don't even crave the nicotine, so I went 2 days without it, it's just the feeling, like when I get stressed out.
Have you tried praying? Have you tried praying instead? That's my challenge to you. Okay, an accountability piece. And I'll text you every day. Anytime you think about vaping, you should pray. Meaning you should pray on average about 100 times a day.
gone.
I'm so serious.
Awesome.
Eat chew gum too. That'll help occupy your mouth.
So
Every time you want to vape, you pray, and I'm going to check in with you every day. And other people, get his phone number and do it with me, because if I forget, I need you to pick me up. Okay? We'll do that. And we'll just ask, hey man, how many times you prayed today?
Did you pray?
How can I pray for you? And we'll do that. We'll join you in prayer as well. Man, God moves on behalf of how his people pray. Okay? You guys hear me?
Yeah.
God moves on behalf of how his people pray. Okay? So we'll join you. That's the piece that we can offer. Okay? Is accountability and asking you, but praying for you in hopes that God moves on your behalf. But God moves when his people decide they want to move. Decide you want to move, and we'll move with you. Okay? Okay, we got you, bro. All right, we're going to do something a little bit different. Okay, so next week, know that we're going to ask you the exact same thing, and I want to hear something different out of your mouth. Okay, something new that you did that was not what you used today to result in godliness occurring in your life. Okay, what other sins did you try to conquer and tackle? Okay, what other things did you implement? Okay, you are a dirty, rotten, broken sinner who has tons of things that need to be sanctified. Okay, we all share that in common. With that, there's always something that God can be sanctifying, and if you don't see it, ask him for it. Or ask the people that know you the most, who are saved, what do you see in me? It's going to be a really painful answer, but it's going to be points of reference when it comes to sanctification. And they'll be able to enlighten you of some things maybe that they've observed that you may be able to bring towards God and say, God, are these things sinful, or is this sinful, or show me my sin so that you can sanctify me, and you're always applying things. Okay, so something new next week that you did to implement into your life to eliminate sin, to fight against sin. Now, I'm going to ask, I'm going to pose a why question. why is it that a majority of us here didn't go tackle our sins from the moment we felt so encouraged and fiery to do it, and then we got home and forgot about it and didn't do it? What happened in that interim time?
I guess reality sunk in.
Okay, he labeled it as reality. What else? What else would we call that?
Well, I just know for me, I thought about getting coveted eyes, but then I was like, maybe this is just me trying to be too private. But I don't necessarily like a company being able to just go on and look at everything I already have. Like, I've already had my identity stolen, so I gotta get a cool little PIN number every year when I do my taxes.
I mean, if you think your phone isn't tracking everything that you do and listening to every conversation you have, you're foolish. You're foolish. Okay, there's a reason that you can talk about something, get on Google or get on Facebook, and it just magically pops up. Okay, your stuff is not private to the government, so don't make your stuff private to your accountability group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not. If you are under the assumption your information is protected on this thing, you are wrongly mistaken. You put it out there every time you sign up for an app, every time you give somebody your email, your phone number, or you type in your credit card.
I used to every once in a while on my phone say I was going to assassinate Joe Biden just to see if something happened.
Nobody's kicked his door. It's gonna be actually.
Well, now everybody's phone
What's
has
up?
it. Dang it.
How do we build a bomb?
Well, what he's talking about is he's concerned about putting his information on another website.
Yeah.
And someone hacking that website
But-
and changing that.
But they can do that with any website. Is the argument that I'm making. And so for me, like, your information's already out there. They don't get access to any information except for your VPN. Anytime you accept cookies, you're giving somebody access to that. See what I'm saying? That's just accessing a website. So with that, that's Ever Accountable doesn't even ask for your VPN. Covenant Eyes does. So that's I'd encourage you towards Ever Accountable. It just accesses screen time. Doesn't your phone already track your screen time?
Yeah.
So Apple already has that information? It's crazy. It's crazy. I just attacked you with logic. Sorry. They already have it. So rest assured.
But
nobody's
I would
gonna
say
pick
I
it
would
up.
trust Apple more than, like, if you think about like budget for their security, Apple leads versus all the phones. But what you said is
See, that's where we're
that's
different.
still true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they got your numbers, bro. So with that, we've talked about, like, we'll go back. Reality. Okay, what happens between the moment you're fired up, ready to do something, till you get home, you don't eventually do something? What is that called? He called it reality. What would you call
I mean, I was just gonna say reality too.
it? Okay, reality.
Different.
Life happens.
Different setting.
Okay, different setting.
That's what does it for me.
Okay.
It's kind of like a high.
Huh?
It's kind of like a high.
Okay.
We were
You
really
riding a
high.
spiritual high?
Yeah, we were real high when we were leaving here, and then I know the second we got home, it just wore off.
Okay.
Along those same lines, something I heard a while back, I don't know where it's from, it's not me. A lot of people seem to go to God when they're on like a really high, when like something really good happened in their life, or if they're at like their lowest point. But it's like in that middle spot, like right as we get home after this wild high of being around a bunch of buddies, that's when we get back into that middle zone.
Yeah.
We don't look for God because everything is alright.
Got it.
I would also say that understanding of what it is you're even doing, or even value of what it is. If you don't value what it is to have God and have a relationship with Him, or understand why you want it, or if you even do want it, then you're not going to actually act on it outside of this. You know, it's going to be motivating and everything in a room, but then outside of this, you may not actually care. You know, you may see no value in having a God, especially in the United States where you have everything you can imagine.
Yeah.
You know, so like,
Yeah.
you gotta actually want a relationship with God,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna start to see the real sanctification begin.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. American Idol. Okay, hold on, everybody, listen to what he just said, because I think it's important.
I think whenever we leave here, we're so passionate about, getting rid of something, and we leave here, and there's all these people who are saying don't feel ashamed about it, and they just see it as a normal thing. So I think, whenever we leave here, billboards have, things that aren't wholly on, and just expose us to it.
My backyard has a weed billboard. Like, I'm not even kidding. It is 100 feet from my house, and I look up. I'm not addicted to that, but I know a lot of people are. I look up weed. It's a little bit of a struggle.
I mean, if you go down to St. Charles, the Dogwood Social House, it's just advertising parties.
Yeah.
Like it's advertising party.
Unfortunately, and even in the secular world, it's like, I stood with two other guys in a conversation when I was at one of my old jobs, and they thought I was weird for trying to give up pornography at that point in time. They're like, why? It's completely normal and it's actually healthy for you. And I'm like, one, no, it's not. Psychologically, it messes with your it messes with your brain chemistry. So you want to know why you're depressed? Stop watching porn. And then two, it's like it's degrading. It's gonna make you feel like less of a man. But then just the fact that the world pushes it and we're trying to fight against it. When you're alone out there and you don't have your accountability or you don't have that support, it does. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder.
Yeah. Now, on the basis of what he said, okay, he said that it's because when we go out there, the world doesn't view it the same way. Okay, there is conflict occurring, there is friction. Okay, the Bible calls it spiritual warfare. Okay, spiritual warfare. What is it? Okay, there is a spiritual realm of which we abide. When Satan fell, 1/3 of heaven's angels came down. And they are currently gracing the earth with him. I'll give you a cool theological fact. Satan is not in hell. Okay? Satan is not in hell at this very moment. Where is he? He's on this earth. Okay? The Bible says in the book of Revelation that Satan is not cast into the lake of fire, into hell, until Jesus comes back, meaning Satan is not in hell. People who are dead are not in hell if they weren't a believer. They're in a waiting period. Okay? A lot of theologians believe different things about that. But they are in a waiting period until that day comes. What does that mean for you? That means that Satan is here. That his demons are here. Okay, there are two races of people. Okay, there are humans and there are angelic beings. Those are the only two races of people. Okay, they have bodies in the way that we do, but they're different. They are more powerful. Go ahead.
I believe Nephilim still walk.
No. Okay. I'll advance that conversation with you individually. But with that, there are spiritual beings. Okay, they are here amongst you. Okay, there's a lot of different stories in the Bible that you'll read throughout time where people had encounters with angels. Okay, Mary, Jesus' mom, had an encounter with an angel who said, "You will bear the Messiah, the Son of God, and you're a virgin, and he's just going to be put in your stomach," and she came face to face with an angel. Do we believe that that doesn't happen anymore? Or have we conditioned ourselves to believe that we've advanced from that and we are no longer amongst them? Why did it happen then and it doesn't happen now? Or is it that it's happening now, but we have numbed our minds to seeing what's around us? Okay, what happened from the moment you left last time till you got home is spiritual warfare. What does that mean? That means that demonic forces had infiltrated your mind and controlled it to believe lies or to believe narratives or to stop believing in truths, thus prompting you not to act. For an action to occur, it has to first be a thought. If they can tackle your thoughts, they can tackle the action. Did Satan make a school shooter shoot somebody? Absolutely not. They pulled the trigger. We can't give credit where credit is not due. Satan did not pull the trigger. Did Satan influence the mind of that person? I would say so. I would say so. And so in the same way, we have to go throughout this life as Christians, because you're only in spiritual warfare when you're a Christian. Why? Because Satan does not have to try to sway somebody to him when they're not trying to go away from him. Does that make sense? Okay, they're not fighting against him. Thus, they're not in the midst of warfare. Warfare happens when you begin to oppose the enemy. Okay, so with that, we have to understand that there is a spiritual war being fought on our behalf at all times. And if we are not aware of it, it will ruin and run the entirety of our life, directing us away from who it is that God calls us to be. And so we're going to do something unique today. I'm not going to teach anything. I'm going to play a sermon that's going to dissect this from a guy who has been incredibly transformative in my life. I've listened to hundreds of his teachings, thousands, if not thousands of his teachings. And he's going to teach an introductory course, on spiritual warfare. And then at the end, that's when you can present to me any questions that you have, any situations, but hopefully he gives you a baseline understanding that prompts conversation, that then allows for me to step in and kind of direct you where to go. I just wanted to lay the foundation of what we're going to talk about, okay? If we are going to first be saved, then commence into sanctification, meaning we start to become more like Jesus, we have to understand that there's something that's going to try to prevent that from happening, okay? We can be gung-ho, but we all experienced it goes away the moment that we step into reality. What is reality? Spiritual warfare. That there's demons and angels all around that are going to war on our behalf, influencing our mind. And if we don't believe that, we will never fully unravel what the truth is. And so with that, we're going to watch a video. So get comfortable, grab a drink, grab pizza, go pee. We're going to watch it.
VeggieTales?
No.
I'm going home.
There's 2 bathrooms. One just smells bad. Door shut right next to it.
I just caught that. Yeah, you're going to jail, buddy.
Go grab pizza. I'll rip it off.
Levi, come in, they come by. What are you going to do? Alright, then community pizza, I'll take a bite. That's one reason why I know.
Dude, I'm kind of sick. I'm not going to do that. I don't get no one else sick. This is miserable.
Oh my wow.
Evan, come here, community pizza.
Hey, somebody listen to him. He's trying to talk to somebody.
Who wants to break it? Evan, where are these paper towels at? I'll break it.
Should be some of that. Or really not.
Not in the left one.
In the right one you're in.
Come on, listen.
Okay.
What's that?
Drug it. Sorry, sorry.
It's towards the camera when you stopped it at Casey's. It's towards the camera when you
Huh?
And it's towards the camera.
I can't break it.
120 signs of alcohol or vapes just on the.
No, that's the good one.
Wait,
Those lithium batteries.
Is that
Exactly.
That's all they're.
Let me do it.
Wait, do you have a gun? Where's the gun?
Jacob, do you want to shoot your gun?
Shoot it.
Jacob, do you want to shoot your gun? We got a vape.
That's fine. Jacob, I'll do it with you.
Alright, here we go. Break it. Break it.
Can we shoot the vape real quick before we start
We're
this?
in city limits. Absolutely not.
We're 100 feet from a road, Evan.
No.
I'll do it.
I'm not gonna get that.
Can I pull out this? Are you, Trevor? Are you carrying on? We got
Stay on the lock.
Hey, let's
Hold that one. Hit it now. Hit it hard. Oh, dog it. No, I don't think it was. No, you're good. I don't think it was actually locked. You're good.
Yeah,
We rented. We don't know.
It was latch.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, money.
You know, its home breaks and it don't matter. Where they get slip? Shingles? Church family.
Have you got a chance to listen to it all the way, Jacob? Jacob.
95% of it.
Okay. Construct questions. So same thing. As you're watching this, construct questions that you can use for conversation. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, just literally any, just trying to dissect and answer spiritual warfare, but more so like, I think just trying to create the picture of how real it is. Okay, that's the objective. Less teaching, more just watching the video. Did you chop it? Oh, he'll pick it up on the way out. Just blow it off. Alright, let's go. We will on the way out. Alright, hey, find a seat, starting in like 10 seconds.
Oh man, y'all got the. I hate how you level change constantly.
To Jake Thomas, go grab a Jake.
When I wrestle, is this JP?
Oh, yeah.
I hate that. And I wrestle, this is actually, I hate that.
This is the sermon he preached.
Yeah, I just want to wrestle.
That's why.
Dude, Trevor is all the speakers.
Alright, hey, listen. For all you ADD fellas, look at me. Don't get up. Write things down. If you don't write it down, you're going to forget it when you leave. Write things down, pose questions, okay? If you ever wonder, why do things happen in my life the way that they happen? Why did this person get raped? Why did this person die? Why did this person die so young? Why did this good thing happen? Or why did this bad thing happen to this good person? Why did this good thing happen to this bad person? If you have those questions, write them down. And hopefully by the end of today, we can begin to steer you in the direction of finding that answer. Not that I have all the answers, okay? But my goal is to walk alongside of you to try to help you search the scriptures, search throughout what we have as resources to land on those truths. So hopefully this helps give you a baseline understanding of spiritual warfare, how real it is, and what we are to do because of it. Write things down. We'll talk about it in a minute. Write questions down as it goes.
Let's go, man. If you're a guest with us, welcome. We're so glad you're here. My name is JP, Jonathan McCluda. Let's go, Baylor Bears last night. Come on, celebrating that victory. That new video means we're in a new series. And I want to start by telling you 3.5 weeks ago, I went to California. I was there doing some podcasts, some interviews. I flew into San Diego and then drove up the coastline toward Los Angeles. And so I had some meetings in San Diego, and then I'm driving up the coastline, and I'm on the phone with a pastor friend that lives there. And he goes, "Where are you headed?" I say, "Santa Monica." And he said, "No, you're not." And I said, "What do you mean?" And "Yes, I am." He goes, "Have you not seen the news?" And I was like, "No, I've been driving." Like, "No, I haven't seen the news. What's going on?" He goes, "Santa Monica's on fire. There's a fire there." And I was like, "What?" You know, and when I think fire, like I'm like, "Oh, there's like a house on fire? What do you mean? There's a fire there." Well, I want to show you the scene. So I eventually got there. Didn't go to Santa Monica. I went into LA and stayed there. But I want to show you the scene from the airplane. Okay, so this is what I saw as I was leaving Los Angeles. But let me show you what was happening on the ground.
Girl, I have a problem with this already.
And then before I left, I went to the coast. I'm about less than a mile away from that. Okay? So I'm less than a mile, and I'm there on the beach. And what was so bizarre is everyone was just normal. Like they're just doing their thing. I mean, just walking around, shopping. There's a guy getting a massage right there, like I'm like, and it was the most bizarre thing, because I turned here, he's getting a massage, I turn there, there's a fire, like you could see it. So watch this video just so you know what I'm talking about. There's a skate park there, and that right there in the distance, that's the fire. That's what we saw from the airplane a second ago. And everybody here, they're just doing their thing. And as the camera moves and pans out, you're gonna see a fire truck. It's a staging station, okay, in case the fire comes that far. Right there. Right there. And so in this state of emergency, so my phone blows up, I get this text message, I think we got a picture, like this just, I don't even know how it works, I guess like Amber Alert, it just keeps showing up on my phone, you go to different areas of LA, and it's like, hey, evacuation, evacuate, need to get out. And so I'm standing there, and everybody's phone starts beeping, you know, like the Amber Alert, I'm sure you've seen that happen, and it's like, we need to evacuate, we need to evacuate. They're like, okay, it's skateboard, all right, massage, hey, evacuate one day. And it was the most bizarre thing, like the tension of, man, right there I see homes, houses, neighborhoods being destroyed, just incinerated, and less than 1 mile away from it, life is just operating in normal, like there's no state of emergency. And I think this is us in the church today, that we're like, oh yeah, spiritual warfare. Spiritual war, angels and demons, they're fighting all around us. I'll have a, non-fat latte with oat milk, please. Like we know that, but we don't really know that. And really the only person acutely aware of the disaster, the fire, in that last video is the firemen. They're suited up, they're ready to go, they're watching, they know this changes their lives, they know that they're responding to it. And I think far too often you and I are like the girl in the bowl, the skateboarder, the guy getting the massage. We're going on about our day. We don't think about ourselves as the people suited up, ready to fight that which seeks to destroy. And that's what I hope shifts in this series. And so you guys know that I've spent the last 3 years studying spiritual warfare in preparation for a book. I want to say up front, this series is not in any way to market the book. This series is my effort to give the book to you for free. Like, you don't need to buy the book, just show up, because we'll talk through much of, or the best of, what's actually in the book over the coming weeks as we are in a new series, State of Warfare. That we are in a state of warfare. Here's some of my biggest takeaways from 3 years of research. You have an enemy. He hates you. Okay? He hates you. He hates your marriage before you meet your spouse. He hates your children long before they're born. He has studied your family for years and years and years, really, since the beginning. And he is after you. He is very powerful on earth, and not in any way afraid of you. But he is terrified of Jesus. Utterly terrified of your God. Like, not dualism, not equal and opposing forces, not people, not God and Satan trying to duel it out to see who wins. No. God is infinitely more powerful than the devil. Okay? And here we are, we're at war, we're a part of the war, we're invited into the war, we are called to make war, and I think so often we don't think about ourselves being in a state of warfare. We get lost in the world and distracted by the things around us. We are busy about the comings and goings of our day. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4 says that he is the lowercase g God of this world. That's why I say he has a lot of authority here. And what I want you to know is there's a real danger. Danger is the word I'm using. There's a real danger to you not considering the war that you're in. For you, there's just, most of us didn't wake up really thinking about this, if we're honest. And I'm going to show you why I say there's a real danger. I'm going to tell you a true story, a historical account. This actually happened. There's this guy named Paul. And Paul gets radically converted. Maybe his story is like yours, like he was